Okay, guys, I'm gonna make like a short video here on like for the public actually. This one's gonna be a free one, okay? This one's gonna basically it's gonna be related to this tweet, okay? I'm gonna be kind of harsh in here. It's 4 in the morning right now and I'm still up because I'm in awe. I had to walk around the block like 10 times because I actually got in the short from $396. Yeah. We're not gonna say how much. Ethereum, but I got in a pretty massive short and I actually took profit like at the right time. And it's going to be related to this tweet here. When the market rallies this insanely for 30% plus in 2 weeks, and the perma bulls and newbies think it's going to moon more or say, trade with the trend, I want you to know I get immense satisfaction shorting when you cry after getting liquidated. Lesson learned. Look, I'm not trying to be harsh or anything, okay? But one thing you guys gotta understand is that we're competitors. You guys are on the opposite team. My goal in the market is to make money for myself, and so that's your goal too. And what needs to be understood is that every time you, like, this one is a funny tweet, okay? Like, this one is literally the one of the funniest tweets I've read ever. Hold on, let me find it. It's just hilarious. I'm not being arrogant either, okay, guys. Just being honest. It's like satisfaction while others lose money. Fuck you. Clearly, he's someone who lost money. But what we gotta understand is that it's not like magical money from thin air. Okay, just remember that every time you make money, it's not like you're magically making money from somewhere out of thin air. It's literally coming from someone else's pocket, right? And damn right do I get satisfaction knowing that the bulls got liquidated and people cry after because I was right. And when bulls get liquidated, I get massive satisfaction because I'm the one short. And you guys are the opposite complete team. So of course I'm gonna be happy and get satisfaction. Does that make sense? It's not like I'm happy when you guys lose money. Like, it's not like that at all. Read it properly. I want you to know I get immense satisfaction shorting when you cry after getting liquidated. When you get liquidated, it I'm gonna be the happiest person in the world because I'm gonna be right and you're gonna be wrong, which means that I'm gonna make money, right? And it's gonna be extracted from someone else. Just please remember that. It's not like it's magical money coming out of thin air that's gonna be put into my account, crypto account, okay? It's gonna come out of someone else's pocket. And unfortunately, this is the game for big boys and big girls, okay? Not for kids who like think that like we're not like my group of friends, we don't play with $10,000, put it that way. We play with a little bit more than that. And I'm being nice about it, and we're playing around with kids who are playing with a little bit less than that, who do this part-time while still in school, or a lot of people who are doing it just part-time in general, right? Whereas you're playing against a lot of professional traders out there in the market. For example, I've been doing this for 4 years full time now. And I know a lot of people who have been doing this full time for a long time, and they are at home with like six friggin' monitors in an office, living in like $1 million house, and they know how to kill it in the market. So don't take it the wrong way, right? Like, you guys, clearly this tweet got a lot of traction, and I'm gonna explain to you guys really clearly how the fuck I made money in this. Wow, it's crazy. You got 12,000 views already in like an hour. This tweet. So I'm gonna explain to you guys, so once again, don't take it the wrong way. I want you to know I get immense satisfaction shorting when you cry after getting liquidated. It just means that I won or you won. Okay, it's not like it's being a dick or anything. This is just the nature of the game. You guys know I'm incredibly sweet and nice and kind, right? Of course, I've got my moments. But end of the day, when you lose money, someone else wins it. When you win money, someone else loses it. This is once again, I'm gonna say it in a condescending, rude way, but this is the big boy and the big girl game. And if you guys can't understand that, this is not the place for you to be. This is fucking harsh. The crypto markets. as you saw today with the 21-30% drops that happened in literally 1 minute. And I even warned you fucking intensely, okay? 12 hours ago. So please don't cry to me. A lot of people have been begging me for like money and stuff like that. Look at this tweet 12 hours ago. The only way to identify this is the harsh truth of the game, okay? And welcome to a time where you've lost a lot of money if you got liquidated. Just welcome to reality. Okay? The only way to identify a top for F now is by monitoring level 2. Newbies stay out or else you'll get liquidated. This volatility isn't for you. Your greed will turn into a margin called account. This is 12 hours ago that I tweeted this, and that is so real advice. What's my next tweet? Premium video. I do literally like a 30-minute level 2 analysis and technical analysis. So better watch this level 2. So I'm trying to kind of give my 2 cents about it. And then now like people, it's not like people are happy. Like people are funny because they think that if you trade with the trend only, you're gonna make a lot of money. Clearly, a lot of people lost money and got liquidated, okay? Clearly, from that drop right there. You cannot just trade with the trend. Do you understand that? You have to be able to understand the dynamics of trading to the point where that if you trade with the trend could instantly change on you and you're going to get crapped on just like this. And do you guys want to know like how to prevent it, honestly? Oh gosh, I kept even tell this trade secret. Ugh. Here we go, okay? Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys something that I've never really told you, anybody before, and it's kind of like understood just on a level where like newbies just don't hear about this kind of stuff at all, nor is it really talked about because we don't want you to know it. Okay, and it's like understood, common knowledge amongst traders who are kind of like, like those kind of elitist groups or whatever. Like I don't even know how to say it in like a normal way. It's like kind of like amongst those groups where like you just have friends that are higher up. It's really not shared information. First of all, I want you guys to know that there's no way for anybody with a little bit of money, if you're playing with 1,000, even with 50,000, if you don't hold like 1 million, like to $5 million of like a coin, like or anything, or you have like not a group of friends that don't hold a lot, like you're not really influential. I'm not being nice. Like I'm not saying I am either. Like I don't have anything like that at all. But this is what I've learned, right? I've learned just by watching that the level 2 in the market order book is that like if you don't have literally like $50 million of Bitcoin, you're not a whale at all. Okay, I'm not saying I have close to that because I clearly don't, right? And and so this is how it goes, guys. I know I'm like stumbling on my words tonight because I'm trying to be extra careful and cautious. It's not really going to be a light to video much, but I'm just giving you guys a harsh truth, okay? So this is how it goes. If you are rallying this friggin' hard, get a reality check, please. A massive one. And friggin' understand that something that goes up this hard and this fast is probably going to drop equally. Like Isaac Newton said, for every force that you like act on, right? Or for any object where a force acts on it, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Okay? So if you had a market that went up like this, there's a good chance it's just not gonna go bam, right? There's a higher chance that it's gonna most likely taper off slowly, right? Like I don't. There's a chance of it just dropping, but there's also a chance of it a higher chance of it just kind of tapering off like that, right? Like steadily and slowly. That needs to be understood. You can, and one thing I want to brush up on again is you just cannot just trade with the trend all the time. If everybody traded with only the trend, you would all be making a fuck ton of money, and I wouldn't have 100 messages right now of people like I don't like when people whine when like I'm sorry to say, but my temper, not my temper, my patience is like non-existent for people who whine when they lose in this game because it just reminds me of how This game does not tolerate babies. And it doesn't tolerate fucking people who cry about their losses, okay? Take it like, honestly, just take care of your fucking business and just grow up and man up and do what needs to be done to learn from it and eat it. And if you can't accept the fact that you chose to play with this money and you lost it yourself, get the fuck out of the game because you're just going to keep losing again. If you don't have the stamina, the endurance, okay? If you're fatigued out by this emotionally, well, go take a break and come back when you're ready. I know I can't even imagine like the amount of people that lost money from this that got liquidated because, well, stupid, one simple thing that gets people liquidated is this. They play with their entire fucking bankroll. And they don't even understand that they should not be playing with their bankroll. It's like, oh, free money. Let's just times 5 it, times 10 it. And then they keep no reserve. And then their equity is so friggin' low that this shit happens. And then they just lose every single penny that they have. And then they cry about it after. It's like they're taking on this risk, but they don't accept the risk that they've actually taken. And instead, there's a lot of people that's just free money and then they get upset when it happens. It's like, how do you get upset about something that you've done yourself? Like, like you got to get pissed off at yourself, not at the market, because the market is going to kill you. That is what it's designed to do. It is designed in a way that people are pitted against each other. The bulls and the bears exist for a fucking reason. So when I get immense satisfaction that a lot of people are going long, when I say you, I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about the bulls. And then I'm short, and then the bulls get liquidated. I'm gonna celebrate hallelujah if you guys got liquidated. Not you guys specifically, but if the bulls got liquidated. Do you understand what I mean? Because then I'm gonna be the one in profit. So how could I not be happy when bulls get liquidated? It's almost like it just doesn't make sense to not be happy. Would you not be happy if the bears got liquidated if you were betting up? Because then if the bears got liquidated, what'll end up happening is it's going to skyrocket upwards. So of course you would be happy too, and you would have immense satisfaction. Okay, so this is just common sense. And then once again, if you trade only with the trend, you should all be making money, right? And this is clearly a case where trading with the trend got you fucked up. So you must be able to identify a top. So let me explain to you guys this, okay? What happens when there is a parabolic move to the upside? You're gonna get a fucking parabolic move down, and that is gonna destroy you. This is why you don't trade with the trend all the time, and this is why I give that genuine advice on Twitter. Okay, I'm kind of pissed off tonight. I'm pissed off because I was out with my little group of friends out there, and I literally came home like at 1 o'clock because I wanted to just tweet and reply to people, and I had to cut my night short because there was just too much Twitter business to handle, and also I had to manage my trade as well, and yeah, and then I just don't like to hear people complain about losing money because I don't think I've ever complained about losing money. I've only been disappointed in myself, and I said to myself, I'm gonna do this a lot better. I know it might sound like I'm putting some people down, but man, I'm probably the most real guy that you'll ever meet on Twitter when it comes to just being brutally honest with my words and not censoring it, not sugarcoating it, not telling everybody you did a good job, not giving everybody a 5th or 9th place ribbon trophy, for doing well. This game doesn't reward people for 2nd place. It really doesn't. You're either gonna get 1st place only, or you're gonna lose all your money. And a lot of people got mad. I mean, if you read the tweets, right, it's some people made a lot of money, and some people just like, this guy's tweet was amazing. Have you watched the series Devils? This is the trader's life. If people don't understand, better don't play the game. To make money, someone has to lose money, right? It's really, really true. And when someone's like, welcome to crypto, baby. Now, don't worry. I'm going to give you guys the best advice that I can honestly give you. This is going to be like one of the best videos that you'll ever heard. I know I'm building it up a little bit right now, but I'm just kind of thinking as well. I hope that makes sense, okay? People are thinking I'm being arrogant about it, but I'm not being arrogant. If you don't understand this simple concept, I want you to know I get immense satisfaction shorting when you cry after getting liquidated. It just means the other team got destroyed. And I do get immense satisfaction shorting when people get liquidated. I'm not saying when, I'm not talking about you directly losing money. Okay? I never said once like you losing money. Being liquidated simply means that you got margin called or the bulls got margin called or whatever. Some people, they all fit into one general category. And then there's a spike to the one side because bulls are forced to sell, right? The bulls are forced to sell, so they get liquidated. And the people shorting, it just adds fuel to the fire. And that's exactly what happened. And of course, everybody would get immense, not a single person in trading I know would not get immense satisfaction if they were short and then the bulls got liquidated. And bulls are gonna cry, pretty much. It sounds harsh, but man, it's true. You guys would be denying it to yourselves if you weren't happy when the other team got liquidated. And I don't think a lot of people really understand the tension between the bulls and the bears or the fight between them that's constantly everlasting. And those people are usually the people that don't understand that you don't just trade with a trend. Like you're like like you most people can't even recognize a trend, I'm sure, on specific time frames. So let's just get into this, okay? But remember this what I said right here first. This right here is a parabolic move to the upside. This parabolic move to the upside is really scary, and you're gonna get an equal one. Now, this is kind of what happens. I've learned how to identify it, and it takes a lot of freaking time. The only way you'll ever be able to catch the top, first of all, I want you guys to know this. I tweeted this how many hours ago. Okay, it's Ethereum time. It's on my mind. Is it on yours? If we break above 380 with volume, I consider us very bullish and see at 400 to 440. We hit 424. I actually got the middle of it. If we don't, down to 330 we go. Even though it got to those ranges, I was saying that if it got to only 380, we'd get to 330. But we did get to my range of 424. And guess what? We hit $324. That's pretty fucking accurate to me. Okay? Really accurate. And I want you guys to know this is how it goes. This right here is the level 2. I'm going to go get my mouse. I'm going to literally go get my mouse right now. Get out of bed to get my mouse just so you guys can have a cursor. Just so I can show you guys how this is done. And explain to you guys how we try to catch these moves. Okay? Oh, Jesus. I'm literally in bed right now and I'm just very sick about you guys, or some people specifically. Okay, I'm comfortable now. Whoops. Where the fuck is my ass? There it is. Okay, so this is the level 2. If you don't know what the hell this is, please, and you're actually trading this, please get the fuck out of crypto. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, like, if you are actually trading this volatility and you don't know what this is, like the order books, get out of crypto because you're just greedy. Okay, so I'm gonna say this again in a polite way. Like, I'm angry tonight because there's just too many people that are being solicited dumb advice, and there's too many greedy people out there that just are trying to trade this volatile market with no experience, and they're greedy. And I'm saying, if you don't know how to read this, do not ever trade in a volatile market, because this is the only way you're going to come out ahead. This little level 2 thing with the market trades, the order book, and the market depth. Excuse me. So once again, the only way you should be trading this is if you are experienced enough. And I'm sorry if I seem like I'm knocking anyone down today. It just sounds really harsh. And I know it's shit that you guys don't want to hear. But who else is gonna say it? Like, I don't wanna just keep hearing people go through the same mistakes over and over again. And I was raised with a little bit of tough love. And I'm pretty tough trader, if you guys can't tell by now, right? Just kind of like my personality is very like kind of dominating when it comes to trading, and it's really tough on people as well. I don't coddle people. I'm not like that. Despite how nice it might seem in my technical analysis videos, I give it to people, man. Like it's just kind of how I grew up as well, right? I'm kind of like whatever. I'm gonna gangster it up for you guys sometimes too. You know, I'm not always gonna be super nice and sweet like in my other videos. So once again, do not trade if you don't know how to read this. Now, the only way for you guys to really catch this breaking down is the market depth and the order and literally the market trades, okay? Or the book here, it will coincide with the depth. So if you see a big stack of something here, like maybe like a thousand, for example, okay, or 5,000, we'll see, like literally 5,000 here, you'll see 5,000 flash up there, like just as an example, right? Like that, like this is a big wall right there. Clearly, you don't see it right here, but you see right at 359. Clearly, that's a gigantic buy wall pushing up. Do you see this 359? There's 10,000. Fuck. That's a lot. 10,000, add it to that. That's $3.7 million that's trying to hold it up. So there's quite a bit, and there's a lot of things like hidden orders. Hidden orders are basically orders that are not even in the book because their sizes are too big and they're whales. And these hidden orders are basically people who have way too much money and they don't want to show the size that they're playing. Okay. I'm sorry that a lot of you guys lost money in this, but you know, you're gonna have to learn it from a harsh perspective that this is a lesson that really needs to be learned. And unless you learn it, unless you get liquidated, you're not gonna learn. So with that being said, with these little walls that you see here, walls that you see there, you want to correlate it to how many. It's hard to like summarize this in a nutshell, so I'm gonna try though. You're gonna see these walls as they come up, right? Which correlates to the market depth here, and then the trades, right? It's really important to watch this a lot because if you watch it fast enough or over time, you're gonna be able to see patterns. I know it sounds hard. It just to some people it just looks like a bunch of numbers that are flashing, but these numbers they have patterns. Like some people, if you watch it for like an hour during a really volatile moment, especially when it was over $400, you'll recognize these patterns of people just selling like 55.2 or something at a time, which clearly means someone's like shorting it, right? Not only that, the whole consensus between like the people that have a lot of money is that they'll all like team up on you. They'll all team up on like the bulls, and they're gonna purposely try to liquidate the bulls to make them sell everything or get margin called. Because if you get margin called, if you get liquidated, what that means is if you're long is that you have to sell basically, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna flash walls to give these signals like 1 second, right? So let's just say I had like $10 million, just as an example, and I would margin it 5 times shorting. Maybe I'll put up a little wall myself, right? Or someone else puts in like they'll put like a 50 million. I'm just using an example, by the way. Okay, don't think I'm playing with that much. I'm not. But okay, we'll just say like 10 million. They'll put like a $10 million wall there. So like a second, just to briefly show you, just to see if anyone else is interested in shorting, right? And then they'll take it down. And maybe someone else will do it too, right? And they're all gonna see how many people are actually like gonna start flashing. And when these flashes happen enough, it's almost like, like giving a signal that we're like almost ready to like team up and create these leveraged walls that are so massive. And we're all gonna stack them up together. And when we stack them up together, the wall is massive. And there's like literally like 100,000 Ethereum coins, like just, just getting ready to drive down the price. And there's nothing the bulls can do about it, okay? And then there's going to be some people that's just going to have way more money than us combined, and they're going to be putting in leverage walls, and then everyone else is going to see the leverage walls that are professionals, and they're just going to keep moving the price to that side, to the left, 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 while market executing at the same time. So they're going to market order execute, and they're just going to gobble up these tiny, tiny little orders because they have too much money. And then those people who have the the limit orders that are up there, they're also going to be driving down the price by pushing it down slowly with them. So now all of a sudden you got like a team, you got like a network of everybody who's bearish. They can kind of see all these flashes, and they look at this and they can see the pattern of what everyone else is doing, right? I know a lot of you guys don't look at this shit at all. This is something that's really can't be taught. I'm not kidding. Level 2, you can only teach people how to read it, like how to look at it, but you can't really teach people like the strategy behind it, because only the eye can teach you that. And that takes a long, you need to like literally like just look at it all day. And then it's going to become more like a habit, or like you're going to recognize it with your trained eye. So just keep it on, guys. So can you just imagine a lot of people teaming up, and they're like, yep, let's just gang up, gang up, gang up. And then you start flashing, and then you see who else is going to be interested in as well as shorting. It's almost like giving a signal to the bears, to everybody, the bears. Like this is kind of like their signaling system of let's get ready to short. And sometimes it could just start with one really big whale, and then everybody starts chipping in, right? It's not just one guy, trust me. It's not just one guy that did this, okay? It's multiple people, I'm telling you. Trust me when I say that this is multiple people doing this. I'll go with a 5-minute chart. It's a little bit easier to read. Like here, this is multiple people doing this over about 10 minutes or whatever. Which is kind of funny, right? So yeah. So when one person starts to sell, actually I'm just gonna go pull it up on the 1-minute chart here. When one person starts to sell, right? This one was pretty significant. That's the one that kind of started it, right? Everyone else started to see it too. And this shit happens only in 2 minutes. I personally would have caught it. Okay. You know where I caught it actually? I caught my short closing going to the upside around there. Actually, I only closed 50% of it because I got lots of alerts, man. Like lots of alerts. My alert was at 340. I was at my buddy's place, and man, I just dropped everything I was doing, went to them. Saw this bounce. I knew there's gonna be one more bounce. In fact, I'm so confident that I give my friends really good advice. Same advice I'll give you guys is this. That clearly this is an A wave, okay? This is an A coming down. It's clearly some sort of B. Because A came down with so much force, I really doubt that the C is gonna move way beyond it. It's most likely going to be truncated. Does that make sense? Because A came down with so much force. So what I'm saying once, like to reiterate, is that if you don't know how to read this, and you're actually trying to play this volatile market, it is your greed that it's going to consume you. And if you actually got liquidated and you got really destroyed going long, now you know trading with a trend doesn't always get you somewhere. And now you know that you have to have a little bit of fear and caution and not be in the market if you're new. Because if you're new and you're in this market and you don't know how to read this, then it's just your greed that's getting you destroyed. And you ain't got anybody to blame but yourself, man. This is how it is. This is the game for you. It's the harshest game in the world, and it's demoralizing. And for once, you guys are actually seeing like a tough kind of side of me that just doesn't take shit, you know? And that's the kind of trader that I am. I'm not that like soft, nice little trader that you guys see me as when I do technical analysis, right? I'm kind of a dick. I'm kind of a massive dick when I trade. But you know, it's that kind of personality that's just like you're not gonna meet like a really, you know, like nice kind of trader that's not arrogant, that's not cocky. The best traders in the world, they're all like kind of like assholes that are, you know, like they got this kind of like tough boy kind of personality, you know what I'm saying? Like you guys know it's like tough person mentality that's really like really kind of like dominant, right, with their personality, and that's kind of like me. You guys see this volatility right now? Some shit's going on right now. You guys see it? This is probably gonna start growing now. Something is going on right now because this is happening. The algos are starting to kick in right now. Okay, 375.86. There was just so much activity there within like 1 second. 45, 46, 47s, right? 40, 48s, 49s, 50s right here, 50s or 51s, 52. There's every second there's volatility right now. So something is going on. There's not even a second in between, right? And whenever there's not even a second in between, usually something is happening. That's insane volatility. So we're going to see what's going to happen here very soon. So I hope you guys take my advice, right? That and so this is why this happens on the charts. People are basically just putting out signals to the market through the depth and the order books and seeing who else wants to participate. And then once the bears rally up enough of like, you know, rally up enough soldiers, you can call them, for the war, they get ready to attack. And once they get ready to attack, this is what happens. People get destroyed in the market. And c'est la vie. So, anyways, this is probably a video you guys are not gonna like much because I know it probably hit home to a lot of people. But at the same time, man, these are words that maybe some people need to hear, right? And I'm not here to make friends, to be quite honest. I'm here to help people get to a different level where they're gonna hear things from every angle. And I know a lot of the people that watch this video, you guys are gonna appreciate it. And I know a lot of people that have lost money too are going to appreciate it. Okay. I know I repeated myself many times and I reiterated, but sometimes I just have to be really clear with my point because I want to be concise. Excuse me. I want to be concise and I want to make sure that my point gets across. So I hope you're having a really good night. Like, you know, I don't need to do this, put it that way. Like, I don't need to record for 30 minutes and give you guys this speech. I don't need to be up at 5 in the morning to do this, right? I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart, not to be a dick, all right? I'm doing this because a lot of people have lost money, and I bet you anything, a lot of you guys are going to appreciate this video as well because it's so real and so genuine. I don't know how else to take. Like, I would take it if I heard this. So don't feel like I'm knocking on you guys or anything. In fact, I feel bad for making this video, but it needed to be made and it needed to be said. That I know, like, you'd be surprised at, like, you know, when you got like 102,000 followers on Twitter, you'd be surprised at how many people like messaged you after flashes happened like this. And it's not just Ethereum, okay? Every fucking coin took a nosedive like this. So it's not just the people that are trading or shorting Ethereum that are messaging me. People are begging me for like money, like literally begging me for money. I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but you know, I'll show you like 1 sec. Nah, I'm not that mean to put people on the spot like that. But people are basically asking me for money, and I'm telling them that like it's your risk, it's your money, it's your decision, it's your loss, it's your experience, it's your lesson. So I hope that there was a valuable learning experience from this, which is like your greed will be the ultimate reason you either succeed or fail. And hopefully you know a delicate balance, okay? Between greed and fear, because let's face it, there's only two things. Those are the only two emotions you have to manage when it comes to trading: greed and your fear. It's so hard to like really wrap your head around it sometimes, right? But man, that greed, like you're an amateur and you're trading in this volatile market and you think you can take on guys like like me and my team of traders. I would love to see people take on my team of traders, man, that I play with. It's like I think it's got to like it's hold on, there's 8 of us now. And we talk every single day, not in the chat room though, just like me and them one on one. Me and 7 other people that I talk to one on one. If we got into a group and traded, it would be like just it would be crazy. If you guys are new in the market and you think you can take us 8 on, like it's like you know what I'm saying? So stay out, man. Be cautious. Don't forget for a moment that you're playing against some really good traders out there and that the money comes from somewhere, right? It's not like it's going to be a magical chance that you're going to take money away from a better trader. No way. More like he's going to liquidate you. And that's kind of what happened today. And it's a scary thing to see, but it fucking happened. So, anyways, have yourselves a good night, guys. I'm ending this video. I hope that most of you guys enjoyed it. I feel really fucking bad for posting this video right now, but you know, like that's life. I've got to go walk around the block because, well, I'm up quite a bit today, to be quite honest. I'm short from $396. Enough said, right? So it's been a really good day. And tomorrow's gonna be, or Sunday's gonna be an even better day. You know why? It's gonna be an amazing day because I've got like I got such amazing plans that I'll show you guys later. And yeah, have yourselves a great day and take care now. I love you guys so much, okay? I want you guys to know that I genuinely love all of my followers and I'm like gonna be really mean sometimes towards you and tease you and poke at you and say things you don't like. But end of the day, you know, like trading is not all about rainbows and unicorns and dandelions, right? And ice cream. Do you know what I'm saying? And pots of gold and ninth place prizes. It's like the wild wild west, man, where you're gonna it's a gunfight every time you go to it. And I need to protect my baby whales. I gotta give them the harsh, god darn it, truth. Because I don't want you guys to come into problems like this, and I just feel protective of you. So, anyways, I really am going to bed now. Okay, I'm sorry once again. Like I apologize so many times because I genuinely feel bad for making this video, but it just needed to be done. So, good night, guys. Bye now.